Hi, and welcome to Writer's Tarot with Leenna. So today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to get around to finally doing a review I'd meant to do on a deck. The deck is called the Steampunk Tarot, and I got it in February from Book Depository, which does free delivery. I was traveling at the time, so I couldn't bring the box with me, and the reason I actually got this deck was for the box, and I thought the box, the cover on the artwork on the box would be a card here. It's not, but this is a very interesting deck. It's taken a while for me to get used to it. And the reason I got it is because it has depictions of technology, even though it's steampunk, which most of my other decks don't have. It's also a little bit darker than most of my other decks, and I thought it would be interesting to add it to there. And I also wanted a deck that I could use for much, looking much further into the future than I really do. So that's the reasons I got it. So this deck is by John and Caitlin Matthews. I have had one of their decks before, well, one of Caitlin Matthews' decks before, which was the Celtic Book of the Dead, which had a really great manual. But unfortunately, I've lost that. That deck, so I was really surprised to see that this was one of hers as well. So this is an interesting one. It's sort of based in a world that is all steampunk and which draws from the industrial evolution type of history right up to the World Wars, World War I and II. So it's and also the 1920s Art Deco kind of feel. So it has lots of different feels to it, which also makes it very interesting. And it does have some dystopian scenes as well, which aren't my favorite, but like I said, it's a very interesting deck. So let's look at the deck itself, and after we have a look at the few cards, I'm just going to pick them randomly, not go through the whole deck. Then we'll do a short little read to see what's coming up within the next, let's look at 5 years. So this will be like a lucky dip kind of reading with maybe 2 or 3 cards, okay? So let's see what the steampunk has to show us. So messengers are the pages in this in this deck, and leviathans are actually pentacles. But as you can see, this is a very different depiction of the Page of Pentacles. It's got lots of elements that you can use. I actually had never seen the number there before, and it's sort of romantic in some respects with the sort of old-timey kind of people. And what's interesting is that it combines photography along with illustrations, so it's a very versatile deck in that respect. So this would be the Page of Pentacles. So let's see what else is on this deck. So this is the Four of Engines. So this would be the Four of Wands. And again, you can see it's very, very different from the traditional meaning, which would normally have the four sort of pillars, or the four what do you call it, poles, indicating home or marriage. But this one looks like, there's a lot of movement. It looks like people are safe because of the theme running through is often war here. And then we have engines instead of wands, which is like the fire element. So I would interpret this very differently from the normal Four of Wands if I had it in a pack or a mixed pack reading. So excellent, we're getting all of the suites so far. So this is the Lady of Submersible, so she would be the Queen of Cups. And again, you can see it's very different from the usual depictions. You can see the water element. And the kings and queens here have a very different aspect to them to the usual Rider-Waite traditional-based tarot. So I think there are stories related to all of this, and I do have the book somewhere, but to be honest, I haven't actually gotten around to reading it. I did intend to read it at the airport and while waiting for the plane, but there wasn't enough time to go through the entire book, and I was actually so tired that it wasn't doing justice. So this would be the Nine of Pentacles. Let's take some from the bottom of the deck. So the Eight of Engines, which is one of my favorite cards here. It actually looks like they're taking, you know, this is the post run. So it would be like lots of messages coming fast. And here we have the Empress. So I like how they combine the traditional kind of aspects with something that is very new and sort of science fiction based, more kind of Jules Verne. And then we have the Messenger of Engines. So this would be the Knight of, the Page of Wands. So I'm trying to get one which is Swords. This, by the way, is the King of Pentacles, the Captain of Leviathans. So again, like I said, very different depictions to what we are normally used to seeing in the tarot. This is the Three of Cups, and it looks like such a dark card in a way until you look at the bottom. And as you can see, it's very different kind of depictions to what we would normally see. So this is a very interesting one, the Tower. So you can see it's the Tower. But what I liked about it is that it's they're not falling down the tower. They seem to be sort of like, it doesn't seem like, it seems like their perspective is changing, and you can't really see, well, I suppose this would be some kind of destructive element, but you know, you're open to so many different interpretations here, and it's, I don't know, it's weird. The sort of more dire cards in this pack actually appeal to me more. So let's see what else we've got. So the Navigator of Engines would be the Knight of Wands. So it looks very snappy dresser. And this looks very interesting as well. It's like the London Underground. So, or some kind of underground. So here we have our first Swords card. So this is the Six of Airships. So the airships are the swords. And again, we got the movement away from danger and things like that. So let me just pick two more cards and then we'll go on to the reading. Then we got the Navigator of Airships. So this would be the Knight of Swords. And I'm just laughing because this guy kind of reminds me of my uncle. So he was actually an investigator, but interesting. So, and then the last card that we're picking to look at, we've got the Lady of Leviathan. So this would be the Queen of Pentacles. And again, you can see it's a very different one to the very sort of almost static kind of way that we usually look at her in the traditional base tarot. So yeah, so let's do a really quick reading. Let's look at three cards. I'm going to shuffle the deck. Oh, we have two cards fallen out. So the Brazen Head and the Cosmic Blueprint. So the Brazen Head would be justice, and the Cosmic Blueprint is actually the world. So maybe this is a general message for all of us. So we've got justice in the world. So there's a lot of karma that is coming to an end during this phase, during this time. We're going to find more balance, and we're going to find new ways of moving forward, of pioneering is the word I'm getting. So a very exciting time for all of us, you know. We will have to sort of be more grounded, I think, kind of get out of our mind, but pay attention to our intuition at the same time, and just maybe balance the two, you know, and find new ways of doing things. So let's look at, oh, this is getting longer than expected. I'm just shuffling the cards. Let's randomly pick. So 1, 2, 3. Let's look at what is coming to you, a lucky dip reading for the next 5 years. So if you chose option number 1, we have the Four of Airships and the Messenger of Submersibles. So the Four of Swords and the Page of Cups. So so here I think life is going to be or within the next 5 years, life is going to be a little bit more restful. So whatever you're working on, it looks like you're going to get a chance to rest, a time, you know, a chance to sort of relax and enjoy where you are, to just get your breath back, and that's going to inspire you to new creative heights. You're going to be getting new opportunities, maybe ones that you didn't expect, because I don't know if you can see clearly. She doesn't look like a pilot. She looks like a mechanic that's taking it out for a test run to me. Okay, so maybe you're going to get to do stuff like that. And so basically you're going to get a chance to rest, a chance to get re-inspired, a chance to try out new ideas, new things that you thought you may never get to do, and you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. It's not going to be so stressed. So yeah, but you may have to keep your guard up because maybe the environment's going to be very different. So again, going back to the Justice card, where you need to balance your intuition and to balance you know, being grounded. So if you chose option number 2, let's see what you've got. So you got the 6 of airships and you got the 4 of engines. So this is moving away to, again, a more stable place. It's interesting. All of us are, so far these two have got 4s. So it looks like more stability. And I think, you know, the past few years have been pretty unstable for a lot of us. So it's going to be nice to have some kind of stability, moving away to perhaps in, you know, with others who are in the same boats as you, to a place that is more grounded, more secure, and which is also more structured in a way. So I would also say that some of you are moving towards love, or moving towards stable love, you know, going from the traditional ones. But going from this deck, I would say that you could be moving to a new land, you could be moving to a safer harbor in some respects for some of you. So especially if you've had really bad and abusive relationships, I think you're going to find that safe harbor. So that's for number 2. So number 3, we've got the Solarium, which is the sun. We've got the Technomancer, which is actually my favorite card here. And initially I thought the box cover would be here because it kind of had these elements on it. So these are excellent cards. So we've got the Sun and we've got the Magician. So you are reaching, within the next 5 years, you're reaching the pinnacle and the acclaim that you're looking for, the success that you're looking for. If you wanted a family, you can have it. And you have all the means you need, all the ideas you need to make things work and to be at the top of your game. You're going to be sort of not so much the leader, but the ideas person, the person that makes things, that manifests things. Sort of like an Elon Musk kind of vibe going on here. So you know, like a mover and a shaker. You're the one that kind of puts the ideas out there, and other people are running with it or investigating it and trying to make it happen, and you're also at the same time benefiting from it and making a lot of money or getting a lot of recognition and joy and happiness out of it. And at the same time, your personal life is also picking up. For some of you, you could be getting married, like I said, and having children, perhaps after a very long time. So very interesting deck, very interesting readings. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to leave you there. This deck, like I said, is the Steampunk Tarot. I'll probably link it to Book Depository because it does have free delivery worldwide, which is really appealing to me. And I know that not everyone watching comes from the US or Canada. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you like this, and let me know if you like more readings with these reviews. I am expecting another deck soon, which I'm very excited about. As soon as the South African Post Office delivers it to me, I will definitely do a review and a read for you, and then we'll see what else happens. Okay, so thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Keep those vibes high. Bye.